Hello, everyone, and welcome to Leadership and Neurodiversity. This is the March 18th edition of 2024. This is the beginning of Neurodiversity Celebration Week. So here's the typical introduction. Leadership and Neurodiversity, created by me, William Hughes, is my own project, which will culminate in my dissertation defense at the Indiana Institute of Technology and would expect to be late 2026 or early 2027. However, it will continue beyond the awarding of the PhD. The opinions in these videos are my own and open to debate. The video schedule is mainly bi-monthly for the first half of this year, with a hiatus for the summer, and then returning to monthly videos in mid-September unless circumstances change. The second video in April will be a recording of my presentation with upnotch.com on April 19th. More details are going to follow. Now, just so you know, there's only one video in March, 2 in April, 2 in May, 2 in June, then the hiatus. Now, there will be no attempt at monetization or SEO as I create these videos solely to improve my presentation skills. I use the dissertation defense approach, as that is the method I'm going to have to use for later on. And any attempt to contact me regarding monetization, SEO, marketing, or any other attempt to sell a product or service will be blocked and deleted without response or consideration. That especially holds true for you alleged YouTube experts who've tried to contact me. You're not YouTube experts, you're scam artists. Get lost. So here's the agenda. If you're seeing this, then the leadershipandneurodiversity.com website is now open. There's going to be a change. There was a change in the class schedule. I'll explain that. I'll explain the reason behind this video and what a real neurodiversity celebration could look like. And then a reminder of a project and an announcement of a new one. And then a preview of the next video, which will be April 2nd, which is Autism Acceptance Awareness Celebration Day, Appreciation Day, whatever you want to call it. And thank you and contact information. So, again, if you're seeing this, leadershipandneurodiversity.com is now open. The website's now open with the release of the video. It will be where the articles that used to be posted on LinkedIn will reside, although continue to post announcements on LinkedIn provide links. In other words, the new articles are going to be there. I'm going to update my progress on my research, provide insights that are more academic than what you might see on LinkedIn, provide updates and previews on other projects related to this one, maybe a book review here and there. I'll provide links to articles, what my class is about, how I might use them. You get the idea. It's going to be a pretty open format. I'll still be posting on LinkedIn regularly, but I just won't be posting articles there. Now, again, the website's more academic, going to be more of an academic purpose. Non-academic stuff will probably stay on LinkedIn, although I might go back and forth on that. As it is right now, there's an introduction and 2 articles on the site. I'll be adding more in the days, weeks, years to come. It's a WordPress site, which is the easiest for me to use. It's easy to set up. It's easy to create new ideas, new documents, new pages, whatever I want to do. So there's been a change in the class schedule. In my last video, I was talking about how I was looking forward to a class on ethics, social responsibility, and governance, and I was taken out of that class to put into one that looks into qualitative research. Now, if I had to pick a class that would be the best substitute for the one I was originally registered for, it's this one. I know my research is going to be mixed methods, combination of quantitative and qualitative, with the qualitative portion being used when studying the participants who will be the neurodivergent people. However, this means I'll have a solid understanding of how to interview subjects, create the research, make it worthwhile, make it robust. I intend to proceed at a slower rate for the classes than I have for the last year, since there are no bonus points for completing a course in a week to 10 days, and I want to be more active in the classroom. I really have been moving. I really barreled through these classes, and I think it's become an issue for me, and I think I'm better off just slowing down, enjoying the ride. So here's the reason for this video. Neurodiversity Celebration Week is relatively new, but last year my former company, WTW, decided to post a statement on LinkedIn saying that neurodiversity would play an important role in the workforce in the future. I was in total shock for a good half hour. I mean, it really was ridiculous, especially since after the way I was treated. And this is why, I mean, this is what drives my research. This is what drives me, the way I was treated. I reposted what they said and gave one of my own, reminding them of how they treated me at the end of my employment with them. I removed my response the same day, but not before my former manager saw it, and I'm glad she saw it. Now, Nobody from my former department is in the same job now, but you know what? It was absolute garbage what they wrote, and it really infuriated me. So, in honor of the empty platitudes put out by companies and organizations worldwide this week, I decided to write an article, which is going to be on the website, and this video creates this video that examines what a true neurodiversity celebration could look like. Feel free to add your ideas in the comments. This is going to be an annual video, I think. So number one, accept us for who we are, not for what conditions we may have. This is a 10-point argument I'm going to be making. So look, there was a study done by Lula that said more than half the neurodivergent employees would leave firm if their conditions were not welcome, and or they were not made to feel welcome. Been there, done that. Okay. Want to drive neurodivergent employees out? Keep doing what you're doing. Half of them will leave ASAP, and I think the number is actually higher because many of us don't want to rock the boat. Rock the boat. I was driven out of WTW by managers who didn't think twice of making me feel unwanted. They got very, very lucky that I was offered another job at the date and time it happened. And I've talked to people about it, and they all agree. This company got very lucky. So number two, stop the empty bullshit platitudes. You appreciate us for 1 week in March and for autistic for a day in April, but nothing after that. Put your money where your mouth is and start showing the world how important neurodiversity will be in the workforce. We all know your statements don't mean squat since there's nothing behind them. My current firm does better by doing nothing than the garbage, and I mean bullshit, that I see every year from other organizations. So let's be honest about this. The more your organization claims to celebrate neurodiversity, the less believable you are. We're getting sick tired of it. It's garbage. End it now. Number three, 1 in 5. So 1 in 5 of us are considered to be neurodivergent. Some of the conditions lend themselves to success, as thought that a considerable number of CEOs are dyslexic. That's an example. Richard Branson, the head of Virgin, is dyslexic, and there are many others. Many neurodivergent people struggle in the workplace. Neurodiversity encompasses many conditions, so why is that not considered when we're applying for jobs or trying for promotions? And there's a simple answer. discrimination. Discrimination. There's no doubt about it, folks. And one of the things I'm going to bring into this proposed leadership development program work on is making sure participants understand both company policies and national and local laws. You want to write a letter to a neurodivergent employee telling them they'll never be promoted regardless of what they do? Make sure they don't have knowledge of their rights before you send it. Guess what? It happened to me. Number 4, clear language, please. And I see this at least once a week on LinkedIn, probably more often than that most of the time. So how many more times do you need to see it to understand what you're saying doesn't really make sense? And we want direct answers. However, some of those answers are going to drive us out the door and motivate us to change our intended PhD programs. Example, you're talking to one. An example of that. Number 5, change the narrative in hiring. There needs to be a more holistic approach to hiring where jobs are better matched to a skill set. Now, perhaps the job they're applying for is not a good fit, but a higher level position may well be. Also, the colleges and universities with neurodiversity support programs can help out by working with companies to get their students internships during their studies and get them hired after graduation. So look, if they're going to set, you folks at the colleges and universities are going to set up job fairs, do something for neurodivergent students. We're paying the students the same tuition. Give us the same opportunities. Number 6, clear paths and careers. So make it that people who apply for jobs are given clear paths in their careers. If you leave anyone in the same role without offering to expand or promote them to the next level too long, they're probably going to leave for a place that'll do it, that'll give them what they want. So clearly set out a way for a promotion if someone wants it, especially if they're close to earning it. Burying us in an apartment 3, 4, 5, or more years no longer going to work if I have something to say about it. If we're not advancing, I'm encouraging us to leave and go somewhere where we will advance. Number 7, this is one of my favorites. Would a neurotypical person be in a neurodivergent person's position? So, recent articles suggested neurodivergent people take jobs that don't match their skills because they aren't being considered for more appropriate positions. It's not uncommon for highly educated neurodivergent people to work in low-level positions because that's all they're considered for. Now, while I know my firm is working with me to expand my role so it better matches my skill set, it's uncommon among neurodivergent employees to see that happen. Many neurodivergent employees possess better credentials than mine and are not being given the opportunity to show what they can do. So if the answer to the question above is no, or hell no, or hell MFing no, please contact me as I intend to present on this topic on April 19th. More information is going to follow in the next video. Number 8, leadership and neurodiversity. So it's not enough for leaders to welcome neurodivergent people. They need to embrace neurodivergent leaders in their own right. You want out-of-box thinking? Think neurodiversity. You want empirically proven higher work rates? Think neurodiversity. If you believe neurodiversity is an important part of the future, then embrace the idea of neurodivergent leaders in your organization. I know that many organizational leaders don't understand peer-reviewed or academic journals, so let me put this another way. Prove that you hire, progress our careers, and promote us by the same standards as neurotypical people, and I'll show your organization a great deal of respect. You're still learning after more than a decade of hiring initiatives? I'm talking to you, Microsoft. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Number 9, information, please. More and more information is becoming available about hiring neurodivergent people. I bought 10 or so books in the last 6 months based on LinkedIn recommendations. There are now organizations, conferences, websites, and podcasts about this topic. The more information that's out there, the better educated we'll be, and the greater chance of changes for the better on all sides of the equation. I still have 2 books on pre-order I'm looking forward to, and perhaps I'm going to add a book review piece to these videos in the future. I think it's a good idea, actually. Might want to talk about these books and see what to make of it. And number 10, perhaps a true celebration will be the end of neurodiversity hiring initiatives. I love Wells Fargo. I love what they do. They have a great hiring initiative, has a wide variety of jobs. The staff are trained on how to work with us. Has a 99% retention rate, and has a stated goal of the program being unnecessary since the abilities would speak for themselves. Beautiful. The only thing I want to see that's not there is promotion to management levels. I haven't seen anything about it. I haven't seen about any neurodiversity hiring initiative. What do you expect? Let's make this a legitimate goal if you want to change the way hiring is done in the first place, because what you're offering is falling short, and in many cases, it's way short. And this applies to both companies and hiring organizations. Yes, I'm talking to you, especially Sterna, Precisionists, all of you alike. So I have 2 project announcements, and I want to discuss this before I close up. One, there's a reminder, I'm looking for neurodivergent people willing to tell their stories about how they've succeeded academically or are stuck in lower levels positions. Please contact me through LinkedIn if you have a story if you'd like told at the April 19th presentation. Number 2, and this is a good one. My executive coach and I have talked about writing a book about my theory of how to fix neurodiversity hiring programs, create a leadership development program that would be intended for neurodivergent people, human resource professionals, recruitment agencies, and corporate organizational leaders alike. In other words, the book's going to be for a wide audience. Not going to be an academic book, but it would contain academic references that would support my theory. So the plan is to write the book starting this year and continuing through the summer of 2025, and I may simply self-publish since I don't think the world's ready to be challenged by this yet, but I'm willing to take the chance. I think it's time we do this. So let's talk about the next video. Next video is April 2nd, which is Autism Awareness or Appreciation Day, and I've chosen, if you see me as only an autistic person, then you're using the wrong lens as the theme. And some of it's based on too many people equate being autistic as being mentally challenged, and while many of us are nonverbal, we speak volumes without saying a word. Now, if you've noticed, I speak more than most, and I'm more than happy to tell you what I think of the idea that we're mentally challenged. Take a look at my 2 master's degrees and a PhD. Halfway through a PhD, went to what was considered the best high school in New York City, New York State at the time. Many said it was the best school in the country. I don't think that I'm mentally challenged. I think I'm challenged. I think I need to be challenged sometimes, but I'm not mentally challenged. So in addition, I want to discuss how autistic people should be seen the same way as everybody else and where we might be different, and some to our advantage, some not. So last year's article was a call to action approach, and this year's going to be more of a change the narrative, which means change the way you think of us. I think that's going to be very important. So thank you for watching this video, and be sure to check out the other videos on Leadership and Neurodiversity YouTube channel. Be sure, if you want to subscribe or whatever you want to do, leave a like, whatever you think would be appropriate. And I can be contacted on my LinkedIn profile through this LinkedIn profile, and I will only respond to legitimate inquiries about this project, which includes potential public speaking and podcast events. I know I've gone through this video very quickly. I think this is a very good opportunity. I was a little ticked off tonight too, and I think I was revved up. I admit that. I think that's unusual for me. I am very passionate about what happened to me. I'm very passionate about my project, about this project, about leadership and neurodiversity. I apologize if you think I came off too strong. Let me know in the comments if you think that way, and I'll tone it down. I'll see if I can tone it down next time. Finally, this channel will never seek or ask for money, as the message is more important than financial gain. This is not about money. This is about improving the way that we're seen, giving us opportunities that we lack, and I think it's a good idea for us to consider. This won't cost us anything. The idea, it's not going to cost us anything to make this right. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.